Hey, how's it going, man? Wanted to talk to you about something. I was, man, I didn't want to make a video right now. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got other things planned, and it's like I just got so upset about this. I was just, what was it? I was on my homepage, and I saw this article, and I clicked on it over here. Oh, let's see if it's still there. No, where was it? It was on my homepage somewhere. And I saw this article because it was like, this makes no sense. This is from CNN by this lying piece of trash, Evan McMorris Santoro and Lan Tran. And it's titled, "A Slavery Petition Was the Latest Racist Incident at the School. Parents and Lawmakers Are Fed Up." What the hell are you talking about? That makes no sense at all. I don't know of anybody who uses any kind of language like this at all, except whenever it comes from people who are on the left who lie because they don't ever have anything valid to say at all, and so they do this word nonsense salad BS. But before we get into it, if you two are fed up with this nonsense, then it would help me out if you would give the video a like and if you would subscribe and become a member. But let's go ahead and get into this. Because you know what this is? This is CNN's just trash talk. So I've done this before. Let's see what this really sounds like whenever you put it into correct terms. So I might read it once as is, and then read it correctly. So nearly 2 weeks after a racist petition to bring back slavery circulated at her daughter's school, Julie Sternheim is still angry. Okay, well, right off the bat, I don't give a damn if you're angry. Everybody's angry about something. Why the hell should we treat you special? It's like everybody's pissed off. What? Who the hell lives in this magic fairyland of rainbows and gumdrops? Unicorns flying over your head, farting pixie dust out their ass. It's like, I'm unaware of this place. Where the hell did you grow up? It's like, life sucks. It's hard. Get a clue, child. Julie's upset. Well, let's bring the world to a halt. Julie's upset. Oh. So how about this? How about nearly 2 weeks after a immigration petition circulated at her daughter's school, because this is either CNN or this is Julie. Well, it's both of them because CNN published it. So even if Julie said it, they continue to run it without correcting her. Because I've read a little bit of this. I couldn't even make it halfway through this stupid thing. It says, or she says, it was yet another example of a racist incident at Park Hill South High School in the suburbs of Kansas City, Missouri. So I don't know if there's been other incidences, but in a way I kind of hope so, because then this even falls apart even more. So I don't know of any other incidences. I don't care. And she says, they don't even point to anything. It's like, well, if it's another incident, then what's the other incidents? Don't tell me there was another one. Show me. I want proof and not your feelings. Oh, the lies. She was very upset about it. So you said, why are you repeating it? You already said up here that she was angry about it. She was very upset about it. My daughter's Ethiopian. What? You said racist, like black and white. Or are you trying to tell me that the entire school is white? There's no Hispanics, no Asians, no blacks, no nothing. It's just nothing but white kids and this one Ethiopian? Well, I find that as a hard pill to swallow, because at least where I'm from, it's like we got it all. We have blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians, everything. But somehow this place is in little fairy nowhere land where it's just white people. That's it. Except for this one. So maybe she was very upset about it because her daughter's Ethiopian. Okay. Her daughter has encountered immigration problems firsthand, Stutterheim says. And the more she talked about this, the more she got upset. Oh my God, World War III. I don't care how upset she got, and you shouldn't care how upset that I might be getting about it. It's like, do you have something valid behind it to back this up? How many? It's like you know what? How many white people are there? How many black are there? Asians, Hispanics. You're awfully cherry picking what you want. It's like the article's right here. I will have a link in the description below, so then that way you can read it for yourself. Stutterheim did not want any concerned, or Stutterheim did what any concerned parent. Oh, now you're projecting. Now you think that they're like you. Well, you know what? If they're like you, then where are their Ethiopian children that they just snatched up from their home and country and friends and family and brought into a strange place? Where are these? They are not like you. They did not do this. They didn't have this virtue signaling obsession that you had. Stutterheim did what any virtue signaling parent would do. Or let me back up. I need to read it 2 times. First, as is, and then I'll make changes. Stutterheim did what any concerned parent would do and reached out to the school to find out what happened. So Stutterheim did what any virtue signaling parent would do and reached out to the school to find out what happened. Okay, I'll go with that. I know I could probably tweak with it a little bit more, but we need to get on with this. What she found was that an increasingly familiar scenario was unfolding at her child's school across the U.S., and there are 2 diametrically opposed conversations about race going on at the same time. Oh, I just can't get through this without wanting to. In one, some white parents are telling school leaders that lessons about race will make white students feel bad, and in another, there's the racism that is actually happening in schools. Wrong! What she found out was an increasing familiarity scenario was unfolding at her child's school. Oh, really? You mean that there are other schools around the country where these virtue signaling parents have taken in Ethiopian children? I'm completely unaware of this. I've never heard of such a damn thing. What do you mean? All across the U.S., though, apparently. And that there are 2 conversations about immigration going on and virtue signaling at the same time. And some, white parents? You think that black, Asian, and Hispanic parents don't care either? Because here's the real thing that's going on. Is that this kid is from Ethiopia. Here's Ethiopia. Ethiopia is poverty-stricken. These people, whenever I say that they live in dirt, I mean it. I'm not exaggerating. They live in dirt. So she took some poor child, because this wasn't a rich child. This wasn't a child from a highly affluent place. This was a child with no education, with no electronics, with nothing. And you know what happens whenever you do that? And you put them into a school with a first world nation? Is that now the teacher has to stop to make sure that this child who's had nothing gets special attention. Oh, you don't know how to read and write because you don't even have paper? You mean in this grass hut back here, you don't have electricity and light and papers and pencils and pens and all this stuff? So now the teacher has to stop with the entire class to give special attention to this stupid kid. Karen of a mother who wants to virtue signal about how bad she's made things for everyone because she can't get it out of her head that if she wants to do good for this child, then she has this responsibility. That she needs to go and hire tutors, that she needs to bring specially trained people to her home on her time with her money. I didn't sign up for this. Why is my money going to this? You want to do it? Great. I have no problems with it. But I'm not forcing anything down anybody's throat, but you're forcing that down my throat. You are making me pay for what you want to do. It's like, no, my kids are going to these public schools through my money. You want to do this? You pay for it. Go ahead. This isn't about racism. They're not talking about all the black students. They're talking about this virtue signaling soccer mother Karen who wants to just be a... You can choose your choice of word in there about how she brought this poverty child all the way over. It's like, whenever she got off the plane, did her adopted daughter's IQ just magically go up? Or did it stay the same? Stupid. It's racism. No, it's not. It's about two different completely cultures. It's about Ethiopian and American. It's about third world countries and first world countries. It's about education and money and everything else. This is oversimplifying this bull. No. District leaders condemned the petition. And what petition? You've been talking about it, but you haven't said what. White students feel bad? How about every single student and parent who wants something out of the school and wants this worthless mother to actually do what she says and to take care of this child that she's uprooted and moved halfway across the damn planet? It's like, you know what? Why doesn't this Karen get her lazy fat and go over there and fix the problem at its source? If she's so damn concerned, why is she making this child leave her home, her friends, her family, her entire way of life? It's like, why don't you go over there? Why don't you bring education to all of them and help out all of them instead of bringing this out and shoving it over everybody's face? That's what you're doing. Oh, look at me. Look at what I did. I don't care. Going forward, we have two options. The hell we do. What, are you so stupid that you can't think up of more than two things? We can reach or we can respond. Or how about number 3? This worthless mom can spend her own damn money, her own damn time, get her own damn tutor, or she can just do it herself. How about that? Or how about she can take this girl back to her home? And then, or how about this? She can take her adopted daughter back home and she can go with her. Two options. Yeah, if you're an idiot. We are choosing to respond. Oh, to respond? What's that going to do? Is that going to help this little girl's IQ go up? Is that going to make all of her... What was this? This is high school too. It's not even elementary school. At least if it was on an elementary school level where all the kids are learning how to read and write, then they would all be doing it together. No, she took this kid from who was a teenager. Because you know what's going on? All these little kids who are in high school, you know what they can do? They all have this. And those little idiots can type like 500 words a second on those things. It's like, I can't do that. I hit one of those stupid little keys and I get 3 of them. Completely wrong and messed up. Whenever I use this thing, you know what I do? I'm going to talk and you're going to type. And it gets it half wrong, but at least it's It's like 1 out of every 5 words is wrong instead of every single character. Not these little idiots. You know why? Because they grew up with this. I didn't, so I can't do it. It's just insane how fast that thing goes. I don't know how they do it, but they grew up with it. But because I didn't, I can't. Same thing with this Ethiopian child, because they live in poverty. They're not going around with cell phones and electricity. Even if you were to give them one of these, they can't do anything with it because they can't even charge the thing. And these, it's like, I want them to do well. It's like, that would be great. If all of these people, if they had all of these things, how many geniuses do you think are in there? It's like, there's going to be plenty of smart people who are in that population. So what kind of good things could they create? What kind of innovation could they bring about to help the world? That'd be fantastic. But this stupid Karen doesn't care. She's just like, look at me. I'm a stuck-up prude. I saw another one of these things. It was a video about how there was another white Karen who was talking about how, the Democrats are wanting to pass this bill against AR-15 so that it would become illegal or something like that because her child got shot, and I think it was like the Columbine shooting or something like that. And it's like, that just proves that you do not care at all, and you're just out there looking for attention, trying to get your 15 seconds of fame. You know why? Because getting rid of AR-15s, that has absolutely nothing to do with the murderous thoughts that those kids had in their head. Timothy McVeigh, whenever he did his bombing in Oklahoma, he killed more than that, and he didn't do it with one single gun at all. I have made videos talking about how there are people who are in China, who are from New Zealand or Australia, and they will show articles about how they have mass stabbings of children because an adult will go in there with a sword and start slicing them up, killing them with blades. Because guns don't have a damn thing to do with it. It's these people who are psychotic. And just because you've taken, now they can't do it with a gun. Well, that's the only way you can kill a person. That's our kryptonite. So you get rid of the kryptonite and then we're all good. Or no, wait a minute. This is the real world. There's a million ways that people can die. So you got rid of one out of a million. So now there's 999,999 more ways that you can die. They literally have video series of 1,000,001 ways to die. I paused because I was actually going to pull that up. But even back whenever I was little, whenever they still had VHS cassettes, you could go into the R-rated section and they had, I think it was called 1,000,000 Ways to Die or 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that, or 1,000,000,000 Ways to Die, something along those lines. And what it was, the videos, and it was a series. I mean, they had like volume 1, 2, 3 or whatever, and they kept making these things. And I'm sure they still do. And what it was just all of these recordings of people being killed. And I'm not talking like car accidents. I mean being tortured to death. It was gruesome. I caught bits every now and then because there would always be somebody who would rent those damn things. And it's like, I do not want to watch this. I don't know what the hell's up your butt. But yeah, it's like you need to get a hobby, man. What the hell's wrong with you? But anyways, yeah. And it's because, everything under the sun can kill us. We're fragile. Too many people are watching these movies, like the Avengers with Iron Man, and they don't understand that Iron Man is completely fake. That if you're inside an iron shell and you go down and you hit the ground, even if the shell is completely fine, you're not. Because the rest of you, it just slams up against it. That's why people get screwed up in car accidents so often. Because you hit that metal, and that's what happens whenever Iron Man comes and he gets thrown to the ground. It's how you get brain trauma. Because your head gets into contact with the ground, even if you have a helmet on, but your brain inside, it goes forward and it just... Yeah, and so she was talking about, well, we need to get rid of these AR-15s. It's like, so you don't care. I wish they would just come out and say, I don't care about stopping madmen. I don't care if other people or die. I just want my 15 seconds of fame. Just dumb. Just live it. Just the nonsense trash with that. How far are we into this? 20 minutes. I think you get the point. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's like if this woman wants to help, it's like, great, fine, go and do this. But I've heard this before countless times of people who are like, yes, these children that these white Karens adopt and they just throw them to school. It's like, well, it's going to be all fine. It's like, no, it's not. They're not from here. You're taking it for granted. It's like they don't know how to drive. They don't know how to use electronics. They don't know how to do all this stuff. And it's because from where they came from, that was fine. That was like how it was for all of them. That was their home, their culture. They weren't interested in doing something that was good or something that was right, because if they were, then they should have taken someone who was already here who had lost their family. There were people who have died and they had children or whatever kind of horrible thing who were right here. You don't have to go halfway across the planet for this. Every single thing about this is virtue signaling. It's like, guess what? There are white children and black children who are right here, and Hispanic and Asian, who don't have families at all. But they grew up here, and they would have understood this. They would have understood a cell phone and didn't have to have all of this special treatment because this one woman, for whatever reasons, is off of her rocker. She doesn't care. So, if you've understood all this, and you're fed up with the lying and the nonsense and these stupid Karens and just the lying, man. Just CNN, what they're reporting, and everybody and their feelings. It's like, I don't give a damn about your feelings. You didn't help that girl that you adopted. You're not helping the kids at the school or the other parents. Nothing about what this woman has said was like, well, I want to help. It's like, no, you're not. You're looking for things to complain about. You're just being angry. You're just trying to say, oh, I'm better than you. It's like, no, you're not. You're worse than everyone else. I'm better than you. All of you who are watching are better than her because no one's doing this stupid stuff because we have an IQ above. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye.